Well, IPOB's statement is coming as a controversial factional leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Simon Ekpa, was on Thursday arrested at his home in Finland. Ekpa, who is a Finnish citizen of Nigerian origin, was arrested for allegedly using social media to incite violence. He is also alleged to have ordered a sit-at-home in the southeast to boycott the elections. Ekpa has denied any links to the killings and violence in the southeast region of Nigeria, insisting that the offenses were carried out by the Nigerian government. Ekpa has since been released after being questioned. It is not clear if he has been charged with any offense. Ayo, over to you on the story.
All right, so this is, it's still a developing story in terms of, like you mentioned, he has been brought in for question. That's Simon Ekpa, going back to the last story. But in terms of him being charged, however, let me touch on what he said, that it's the Nigerian government and he hasn't incited violence. Yes. He's been known, and he's quite infamously so, for making videos telling, whilst he's seated in Finland and in a government that works, and where he's enjoying the democracy that he tries to scuttle here in Nigeria, telling people to sit at home, addressing Biafrans in the southeast. And so for me, this talks about or demonstrates the importance of what politicians say and its effect on their followers, and not being able to remove themselves from the consequences and saying that I didn't, it wasn't my fault, I was just speaking as a citizen. A few days ago, we're talking about the video with former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole.
Yes.
And the fact that we talked about, especially at this time when the politics is quite heated, for politicians and leaders, sectional leaders like Simon Ekpa, to be careful as to what they say as the consequence. What I do hope would happen is that as Nigerians are calling for his repatriation, so he can be questioned back home, and if found guilty, can be charged. I think that would be a responsible thing in terms of Finland working with the Nigerian government so that it can act as a deterrent to individuals who are doing this abroad for Nigerians at home.
All right, Rufai, your take on this story.
I mean, it's very sad, and I'm also going to extend to some other things. Please just permit me, because I got a very, very painful message just this morning.
Okay.
As regards that PVC in the Navy. So, Simon Ekpa, it is sad that people just stay abroad and incite violence here. And it is sad that Mr. Simon Ekpa is talking that people should not vote in an election. But he is a local councillor in Finland, representing a certain political party. He believes in the democratic process in Finland, but he's tearing Nigeria apart from where he is as a local councillor. So you can see the hypocrisy of people for their own selfish gain. And that's why we must rise beyond this, give peace a chance, and he must face the full wrath of the law for all the things he said. Because you are inciting people, people are being killed because of you here. You are saying no to democracy, no to elections, but you are holding a political position in Finland, an elected position as a local councillor, I think in the state, in the area called Latvia or something, which is really very sad. Moving further, somebody just sent me a message talking about the fact that INEC should really come to explain a lot of things, because he said his PVC was part of those found in the bush. And he said that he had tried constantly, made frantic efforts to get his PVC. He didn't get his PVC, only for the announcement to be made that PVC were found in the bush, and his PVC was part of those found in the bush. And that's why INEC has a lot of questions to answer. And he's really very irate. He said if for not for anything, he would have liked to sue INEC, but they would have just seen him as a busybody. And I just had to put that in place while talking about this. That's why we should make our electoral process clean. But please, Simon Ekpa should stop all of this that they are doing out there, to incite people against each other. It just shows the hypocrisy. He is in Finland, a local councillor, was elected, has a democratic position, but you can see what he's doing.
Absolutely. Dr. Bati.
Okay, what is important here? The story about the arrest of Simon Ekpa by the Finnish authorities first came out more than a week ago, and then it was denied. Only for yesterday afternoon for us to be told that he had been arrested and he was invited for questioning and later released. He's a leader of a faction of the indigenous peoples of Biafra, IPOB. And now, what we should note is as follows. One, IPOB has issued statements twice through Emma Powerful, his spokesperson, to say that IPOB is not asking people to sit at home. Emma Powerful, in a statement yesterday, said that those who are calling for sit at home in the Southeast, they are criminals and they should be so treated.
Right.
It's not only IPOB that has disassociated itself from the sit at home. MASOB, Movement for the Survival of Biafra, has also issued a statement, Alaigo Development Union has issued a statement. Ohaneze Ndigbo has issued a statement. Aka Ikenga has issued a statement. All these are, groups in the Southeast calling the people out to say, go and vote.
Yes.
What Simon Ekpa has done in the statement, in the video that was credited to him, is that he said from February 24, there should be no movement in the whole of the Southeast. And not just the whole Southeast. He drew a map from Agbo to Ugeli, to Uyo, to Eket, to Calabar, to Ahoda, to Bayelsa. I mean, I'm sure people from the South, they will be amused. They'll say, oh, the Biafra that Simon Ekpa wants, he wants to include non-Igbos in his own Biafra, which was a major problem during the Civil War, during the first declaration of Biafra. So what is important is that the international community has an obligation to help Nigeria to ensure that nobody causes any kind of tension or violence as we go into this election. The Canadian authorities, the British, the Americans, they've said anybody who tries anything would be denied access to their countries, will be denied visa. Now, does that include Nigerians in diaspora? Although he's a Finnish citizen, Nigeria allows dual nationality, but I think the Finnish authorities should also, under international protocols, not allow their territory to be used by anybody to compromise this very important process in Nigeria. And commendation to all those other groups in the Southeast who have spoken up to say that Igbos are part of this.
Absolutely.
And that what Simon Ekpa is pursuing is different from this Nigerian project that all of us are committed to.